Alright, alright, y'all. We're gonna be doing a chat stream to celebrate the first day of August. So, yeah. Yes, the August has officially begun, so, you know. So I know, and unfortunately, I know many people are going back to school soon, so, I would say, summer has gone by fast, admittedly. Admittedly, summer has gone by fast. So, hi Chickapee, how you doing? So, yeah. Oh, hold on. Right, so, yeah, so, I can't believe it's August already. I'm like, where has summer gone? You're back in the heat dome again? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 89 degrees for me right now. It's currently 89 degrees for me. So, and it's turning mostly cloudy for me. So, and we have actually multiple chances for rain this upcoming week. So I'll take the rain as long as there's no flooding, because my town got flooded on Tuesday night this past week. My town got flooded on Tuesday night. So my town got 5 to 7 inches of rainfall this past Tuesday. 5 to 7 inches of rain fell in just 3 hours. So this past Tuesday. So, and there are some people in my town who are still picking up the pieces from the flooding that my town had. So my town was a hard hit on Tuesday night when I came home from vacation. Just as soon as you get cold temps and you think you were done with the heat, it heats you like a desert. Yeah. Yeah. The first half of July was very hot. Particularly the first 4 days of this month. I meant last month, because August has already begun, but the first 4 days of July for me, the first 4 days of the month of July for me hit 100 degrees or higher, with July 2nd being the hottest, when I hit 106 degrees for an afternoon temperature on July 2nd. So it was very hot in the first half of July, but then the second half hit, and it wasn't as hot. And we actually multiple chances for rain over the next week. So, yeah. And my area actually has a marginal risk for severe weather on Monday. First half, it's been hot like a desert. Second half, cold like winter Arctic. Yeah. Yeah. It was also very wet the second half of July. It was also very wet the second half of July. Admittedly, because the first half of July, my area got about 2.5 inches of rain, but then my house got 5 inches of rain on Tuesday night. So this past week, so my area has got 7 or 8 inches of rain for the month of July. So that heavy thunderstorm we had this past Tuesday night kind of saved July for me, because my town had 5 to 7 inches of rain in just a matter of hours this past Tuesday. So the rain was needed, but the flooding was not. Yeah, the rain was needed, but the flooding was not, because most of my town got flooded. There's even water rescues in the eastern part of my town. So we had a hard hit this past Tuesday with the heavy rain. So while the rain did help save July, it still caused major effects with flash flooding and stuff like that. And my area has a slight risk of flash flooding on Monday. So yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. Hold on. So, as for tomorrow, my area has a marginal risk for flash flooding. My area has a marginal risk for flash flooding tomorrow. Then the day 3 outlook, look at that. My area has a slight risk of excessive rainfall on Monday. In my area has a slight risk of excessive rainfall on Monday. So there could be some flash flooding involved on Monday. There could be some flash flooding involved on Monday. And as far as the severe weather risk, look at that. For Monday, this is the day 3 severe weather risk. My area has a marginal risk for severe weather on Monday. So, yeah, we have a marginal risk for severe weather on Monday. So, yeah, Monday could be a busy day with heavy rain and maybe some isolated severe weather. But I think the main impact is gonna be the heavy rainfall. So, yeah. So yeah. So we're looking at the possibility of potential flash flooding on tomorrow night and a Monday actually. So, but hey, we need the rainfall. That's true. That's true. We do need the rain. I mean, as long as there's no flash flooding, then I can deal with the rain. I can deal with the rain as long as there's no flooding. The last thing we need is flooding. The last thing we need is flooding, especially now because my town is still recovering from the flooding we had this past Tuesday. So it's been a drought here in Massachusetts. Same here. So let me pull up the drought monitor. So, hold on. Yeah, this is the drought monitor that came out on Thursday. And you can see I'm zeroing in on where I live, which is about my area about right there. The where I pointed at. My area is in a moderate drought right now. My area has a moderate drought right now. So, yeah. Yeah, my area is in a moderate drought. Hi, Evan. How you doing? How you doing, Evan? So yeah, you can see, I'm in a moderate drought right now, and my area is close to severe drought designation. So, doing good. That's good. Hope this sucks, Johnny. Yeah, it does. So we need a continuation. We need the continuation of the rain in order to lessen the drought. But my area got, about 7, maybe 8 inches of rain in July, but it was still not enough. It was still not enough to bring relief to the drought. It was still not enough to, effectively end the drought. Not even close. You're pretty tired today? Same here. I'm a little tired today, too, so I know that feeling. So, hey, Braven, how you doing? So, yeah. So, yeah. Hope you both get rest, yeah. But for right now, yeah, I'm in a moderate drought right now. I've been in a drought for almost a year. So, yeah, I've been in a drought for nearly a year now. So, well, sad. Sorry to hear that, Braven. I'm sorry to hear that, Braven. Any reason? So, anyway. Also, good news, you recovered from your heat stroke from yesterday. That's good. Staying indoors today, yeah. Staying indoors is the best thing for you right now. Because if you had heat stroke, then the best thing for you to do is stay inside and drink cold fluids. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, the best thing for you to do is, stay indoors and drink cold fluids, like, water, more specifically. Got your fans and AC on, that's good. Heat stroke history, yeah, he did. Yeah, he did mention he had a heat stroke. So yeah. So anyway, yeah, I can't believe how fast summer is gone. I cannot believe how fast, summer has gone. So yeah. I know many of you go back to I know many of you go back to school soon. Make sure you're playing those, yeah. Yeah. I know many of you go back to cold waters, yeah. I prefer to have my water cold, so yeah. So anyway, yeah. Snow can start in a few months, yeah. I don't know if you know about this, but I'm not getting payment medicine. But you're getting payment medicine because you don't want to get you in drama, you're not going to get me involved. Yeah, I appreciate that. I do not want to get involved, Raven, so I do not want to get involved with what Madison's doing because, the last thing I want, is her coming after me. I do not want that Madison character coming after me. I don't want any bad people coming after me, so it's just best to not involve me. Hey Burlington, how you doing? Can we have hope it's not as bad as last year's snow season? Yeah. I mean, my area, last snow season, my area got 50 inches of snow last season, 50.7 inches of rain fell last season for me. But I'm doing fine. I'm a little tired though, but I'm managing to stay awake. I've had tiring weeks, so yeah. But anyway, my area got nearly 51 inches of snow last season. My area got nearly 51 inches of snow last season. In one season, so my average is 35 per season. My average snow season is 35 inches, so yeah, it's unfortunate. Now I should to tell you all this for Chickpea Johnny. Okay, what's wrong? Hi, Even Shine, how you doing? Let's Tornado Storms, WX, how you doing? So, anyway, there's no telling what's gonna happen this upcoming snow season. So, we'll see what happens with this upcoming snow season. So, you have about 20 inches of snow. I had 50 in a season last year. Doing good. But, I'm doing well. Just a little tired. So yeah. So 50.7 inches of snow last season, 2 of which were double-digit snowfalls. During the January 25th, during the winter storm on January 25th of this year, my area got 13 inches of snow, and then when we had the winter storm on February 22nd to 23rd, my area got 11 inches, and actually with the February 22nd and 23rd storm, my area had on February 22nd, I had a blizzard warning. I had a blizzard warning on February 22nd, which was my first blizzard warning in nearly 9 years. Today's your birthday, what you're going to be doing? Can I just hang out? Oh, happy birthday, electronic tornado. Happy birthday to Electronic Tornado Storms WX. Okay, if you didn't know, like the tornado storm is one of your good best friends and stuff. That's cool. So yeah, happy birthday to Electronic Tornado Storms WX. So you're going ES as a drama and mentions. Okay, sorry to hear that, Braven. I'm really sorry to hear that. So yeah. Anyway. So yeah, summer is almost over. So, and it's almost school season. So But me, I'm graduated. I graduated college this year. I graduated college back in May. So we will miss you in the EAS community. Yeah, we will, Braven. Yeah, we're gonna miss you in the EAS community, Braven. We're gonna miss you in the EAS community. But honestly, I left the community too. I left the community too. So I left the EAS community too. I mean, after graduating college, I quit EAS. After graduating college, I quit EAS due to more important stuff coming up in my life. So yeah, but yeah. So yeah, so with summer officially coming to a close soon, you know, yeah. I just can't believe how fast the summer has gone. I just can't believe how fast the summer has gone. So, and meanwhile, as far as hurricane season is concerned, we're almost, yeah, hurricane season has not been very, hurricane season has not been very active this year. So far this year, hurricane season has not been very active so far. We've only had two named storms. We've only had two named storms in the Atlantic Basin so far. We've only had two named storms so far in the Atlantic Basin so far. You don't plan on quitting EAS anytime soon because EAS and weather is your obsession? Yeah. So yeah. And you can see, so far in the Atlantic, tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days. So nothing during the next 7 days. The school season is going to be harder since it's your last year before high school, a lot of sports, and you are. Hold on. So yeah. Val Raven, yeah. So yeah, you can see so far says tropical cyclone activity is not expected during the next 7 days, and that's in the Atlantic. That's in the Atlantic. So what about Pacific? So far, well, we have tropical storm Genevieve. So we have tropical storm Genevieve in the Pacific. So Genevieve was, if you all were paying attention earlier in the week, Genevieve was a Category 5 hurricane earlier in the week. Genevieve was a Category 5 hurricane earlier in the week. So that's crazy. So, yeah, that's crazy. But now Hurricane Genevieve is weakened as it's heading over colder waters. So, but right now, Genevieve is currently a tropical storm with 45-mile-per-hour winds. But have a wonderful day. You too, Electronic Tornado Storms WX. Happy birthday. These past few years have been extremely quiet in the Atlantic in terms of hurricanes between 2024 and 2026. Yeah, sure has. You can see. So obviously the Eastern Pacific anyway, has had 7 named storms this year so far. 7 named storms. The Atlantic has only had 2 so far. And with what I'm hearing, hurricane season may not be very active the rest of the way. So, but let's hope it stays that way. Let's hope it stays that way because, if you all remember, North Carolina and Tennessee were hit really hard by Hurricane Helene in 2024. It's been nearly 2 years since Hurricane Helene devastated North Carolina and Tennessee. It's been nearly 2 years since Hurricane Helene devastated Tennessee and North Carolina, with billions of dollars in damage and hundreds of people dead during Hurricane Helene. So yeah. So in those areas are still recovering to this day. So yeah. Yeah, so during Hurricane Helene, it was a Category 4 in total. Yeah, Hurricane Helene, was the fifth costliest tropical cyclone on record and costliest in North Carolina history, with $78.7 billion in damage, with over 250 people, and unfortunately, sadly, 252 people died during Helene, with 117 injuries and four missing. But given it's been nearly 2 years, I would think those 4 people are dead by now. So, hi Southwestern Virginia weather, how you doing? Northeast hasn't really had an extreme remnant event since Ida. Yeah, I still remember Ida. Hurricane. Yeah, you saw the damage in St. Especially when it was a Category 2. There's 2 hurricanes in a week. Yeah, that's nuts. I mean, I would think that since 4 people are still missing from Hurricane Helene. So so you literally doing football practice during Debbie because it did nothing. Yeah, I was away during Debbie. So I was in Aruba when Hurricane Debbie hit in 2024. So and I do remember, and the remnants of Hurricane Helene hit us on the final weekend of September, but Hurricane Helene's remnants did not really, do a whole lot in the rainfall department. No impacts other than, pesky rain showers. But when we had Hurricane Helene, the remnants of Hurricane Helene hit in, late September, hit us in late September 2024. All it did was give us, it stayed in our area for days. So we did not see the sun for over a week. We did not see the sun for more than a week in late September. So the final week of September, it was very dreary, wet, all that kind of stuff. The weather was just, we did not see the sun for over a week in late September. So that was, yeah. If I only hit 1K subs, congratulations, Southwestern Virginia weather. Congratulations, Southwestern Virginia weather. So, yeah. But after Helene hit, if y'all remember, October 2024, there was no rain at all. There was no rain at all during October 2024. It was unseasonably warm in October 2024. It was just unseasonably warm in October 2024. And also dry. No rainfall fell during the month of October 2024. If you remember, during October 2024, no rain fell during that month. My area went 43 consecutive days. In late 2024, my area went 43 consecutive days without any measurable rain. So that went from late September 2024 to mid-November 2024 with no rain at all. So that was that was terrible. No rain at all in October 2024. So October's been a little warmer the last few years. It has. Yeah, it really has, yeah. So, yeah, hopefully we get, we don't get, hold on. Hopefully, as long as we don't get, as long as there's no flooding, I can deal with the rain. So, just getting some water. So, yeah. Alright, you're back. Welcome back, Evan. So, hold on. Alright, so it says here that the Super El Nino has its thumbprint on hurricane season already. So yeah. There's a tornado warning for Morgan County, Indiana. Okay. Let me just check that out. Excuse me. Excuse me. Yep, I see it. Yep, there's a tornado warning in Indiana, so. Thanks, Chicopee, I appreciate it. So, just 10 minutes ago, the National Weather Service in Indianapolis issued a tornado warning for northern Morgan County in central Indiana. So, yeah, it's moving to the northeast at 10 miles per hour. So, there's a tornado warning in Indiana until 3:30 p.m. So, hopefully those people stay safe. Hopefully those people stay safe. I hope they're safe. Me too, Chicopee. Me too. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, hold on. Hold on. So, on Tuesday, a phone call was reported over Wilmington, Delaware, and that tornado warning. Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, yeah, that tornado warning was actually near Philadelphia. That tornado warning was actually near Philadelphia on Tuesday evening. So, yeah, so my plane landed just in time. So, yeah, my plane landed just in time on Tuesday. Alright, so regarding tomorrow, there is a marginal risk along the east coast tomorrow, but it's inland, so it is inland from the coast. So, yes, this is tomorrow. So, my area has a general thunderstorm tomorrow. My area has a general thunderstorm for tomorrow. So yeah. But my area just has a general thunderstorm, and areas further west have a marginal. And going into on Monday, my area is a marginal here on Monday. So, just gonna look at the models for Monday. Hold on. Alright, so, yeah. Hold on. So you can see, yeah. If we see stay in the 4 to 8 outlook, that kind is increasing for severe weather in the Mid-Atlantic between days 6 and 8. Uh-oh. So, yeah. Hold on. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. So, yeah. So, day 6 to 8, Thursday through Saturday. So, let's see. The 00Z name and several means are in reasonably good agreement in depicting the continuation of an upper high over the southwestern U.S. with lower amplitude troughing over the Great Lakes into the northeast. At the surface, there is considerable mile spread in the location of relevant boundaries that might focus severe storms. That being said, most of the available AI guidance suggesting an increase in severe weather threat in the Mid-Atlantic during this time frame. So we'll just wait and see what happens with that. So it's still too early to take seriously right now. It is still too early. It's still too early to take seriously at this point. So just given the fact that it's several days away. So I don't want to take it seriously right now. So there's nothing on to take seriously right now, because it could change. So when you're looking at severe weather that far ahead, things are subject to change. So we have to wait and see what happens. But we have multiple chances for rain every single day. We have multiple chances for rain every single day from tomorrow through next weekend. So that low pressure is gonna be hovering over us for several days. So yeah. But you can see my area for tomorrow has a marginal risk for excessive rainfall for tomorrow. You can see. In my area has a marginal risk for excessive rainfall tomorrow. And then a slight risk for excessive rainfall on Monday. So you have to wait and see what happens with, we have to wait and see what happens. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I yawned. So yeah. Yeah, so anyway. So yeah. We do have to keep an eye on that though. But yeah, so there's a chance of thunderstorms each day between tomorrow and next weekend. So we have multiple chances for showers and thunderstorms over the next week. Every day between now and at least next Sunday. But this rain is gonna be much needed. So I'm not gonna complain about the rain, but I will complain if there's flooding. I will complain if there's flooding because we really don't want flooding. So yeah. But yeah, so yeah. We have to keep an eye on that, There can be some stronger storms involved. My area has a marginal risk for severe weather on Monday. So just wait and see what happens and, follow the details in the week ahead. But I know there's a parts of the CTP area has marginal for tomorrow. So yeah. Yeah. So there's something you gotta keep an eye on and remain vigilant throughout the week. So yeah. Something we gotta keep an eye on. So yeah. I don't really know what else to say right now. I mean, I covered the the hurricane and the severe weather potential. So yeah, the hurricane season. I mean, what computer was that? Also, you're in the flooding. My computer is like a Dell. Hold on. It's an HP computer. It's an HP computer. I don't exactly know what it is actually. I don't really know exactly what it is, honestly, so it's an HP computer, so but like I said, I don't know the name really, per se. So yeah. So we have an active week coming up. Yeah, we have an active week coming up. So yeah. So you're looking at a compilation. The one for July 28th is 100 minutes long and will be your last compilation with your current intro. Okay. You have a Samsung? Okay. So yeah. Alright, so So meanwhile, the WPC has issued a Mexico discussion for precipitation. So it says here from the WPC, Mexico precipitation discussion number 0913. So it says you're going to work on it right now. Have a great everyone. Okay, bye Burlington. So it says here across southern Georgia and northern Florida, it looks like, says heavy rainfall rates and slow cell motions may cause some pockets of flash flooding. So that's across the southern U.S. right now. So yeah. You two took on your video? Oh no. Any reason? So yeah, so yeah. So yeah. So yeah, there's a flash flood threat across the areas I'm zeroing on. You can see, yeah, there are two marginals and two slights for excessive rainfall for today. This is day one. So, and then going to tomorrow, there is a marginal down here, and much of the East Coast either has a marginal or a slight risk for excessive rainfall. My area is in the marginal for tomorrow. And the day 3 outlook. Wait. Alright, so day 3, they just updated day 3. So just a minute ago, the Weather Prediction Center. Hold on. The Weather Prediction Center actually took me out. Actually took me out of the slight risk for excessive rainfall on Monday. So now I'm down to a marginal risk for excessive rainfall on Monday, but they're still keeping the slight risk for excessive rainfall over northern New Jersey, southeastern New York, including New York City and most of Connecticut. It didn't tell me the reason. I think it's moderation took it down. Oh, jeez. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So regarding Monday, they took me out of the slight risk for excessive rainfall, but I still have a marginal risk for excessive rainfall on Monday. So yeah. Alright, so National Weather Service is breaking into regular programming. So there is a you're in a slight risk. I'm down to a marginal for Monday. So Morgan County, Indiana is currently under a tornado warning right now. Morgan County, Indiana is a tornado warning until 3:30 Eastern Time. So that's close to Indianapolis. Very close to Indianapolis. That cell prompting a tornado warning right now is over Gregg and moving to the north. So there's a tornado warning just southwest of Indianapolis, right around Morgan County, under that tornado warning right now until 3:30 Eastern Time. So yeah. Yeah, so Morgan County remains in a tornado warning right now, but it's just radar indicated, but it doesn't mean it doesn't mean a tornado can't pop up. It doesn't mean a tornado can't pop up, but it could develop. But again, that tornado warning is in effect until 3:30 Eastern Time for Morgan County, Indiana. Hold on, let me get a sip of water real quick. So yeah. So even though I'm now out of the slight risk for excessive rainfall Monday, I'm still in the marginal. So because of the fires that are affecting the Caribbean area in Puerto Rico are already showing symbolic that it could be a Category 4 hurricane. It could become an intense Category D hurricane. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, it is possible. Yeah. So yeah. So like I said, my area has a marginal risk for excessive rainfall on Monday, but northern New Jersey, southeastern New York, including New York City and Long Island, and Connecticut, are under the slight risk for excessive rainfall on Monday still. So, but those areas flood easily. So I'm not surprised that they put up a slight risk for. They're maintaining a slight risk for excessive rainfall on Monday in that area. So, yeah. We have to keep an eye on that. So, yeah, but either way, Monday still looks like a stormy day. Monday still looks like a stormy day. So, and it's actually, we actually had multiple chances. We actually had multiple chances for storms all week. So, yeah, we have multiple days of rain ahead. So, we just gotta, and there could even be some severe weather here and there. So, there's something we also have to keep an eye on. Is the potential for severe weather. And I know Burlington County WX mentioned that, in the discussion from the Storm Prediction Center, they're noting the potential for severe weather between days 6 and 8, which is between Thursday and Saturday next week. So we have to keep an eye on that. But we'll have to wait and see what happens as it gets closer. Nothing's ever 100% guarantee. Nothing is 100% guarantee. But it could happen, so it's something we gotta keep an eye on. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. Hold on. You're in slight risk because the models of the fire. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Chicopee. So, yeah. Hold on. So, yeah. Yeah, there's still a tornado warning near Indianapolis. There's still a tornado warning near Indianapolis right now. So, until 3:30 Eastern Time. So, yeah. And you can see there's a lot of stuff going on in the western U.S. too. I mean, look at all that. There are many red flag warnings, heat advisories, extreme heat warnings in the west. Even some air quality alerts, high wind warnings. I mean, in western U.S. I mean, those areas are not getting it easy in the west. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, so again, we gotta keep an eye on this right now for what could happen late week. Alright, so, anyway, so I'm gonna hop off now, so there's really nothing else for me to say, so I'm gonna hop off now, so hope everyone has enjoyed the stream. It's been fun chatting with y'all, and I'll have another chat stream sometime in the next few days, but we'll see what happens. I don't know when yet. And when I feel like doing a chat stream, I will again. But for right now, I'm tired, so I'm just gonna chill out right now. So hope everyone has enjoyed the stream. It's been fun chatting with y'all, and I will see you all in the next stream. Until next time, take care.